The nation is dealing with a shortage on school counselors. Many are even calling it a counselor crisis. News 10's Blake Dahlier tells us how one local school district is keeping up with the high demand.
Keeping more counselors in schools has been a priority for Superintendent Dr. Jeremy Larson at Paris 95 schools. He says while many schools across the country have lost a lot of counselors, he's making it a priority to recruit even more here at Paris 95. Dr. Larson says schools need one social worker or counselor for every 93 students. He says this year, his district has added a new counselor to help meet that ratio and added more mental health resources. He says they did this through recruiting and grants. Larson says most schools have a counselor to student ratio of 1 to 3 to 400. He says counselors have been in higher demand since the COVID-19 pandemic came into play. In fact, the CDC says 44% of high school students felt sad or hopeless during the pandemic. He says it's hard for schools to attract counselors as school wages have to compete with medical clinics. Larson says it can be easy to miss signs of mental health challenges. He says that's why it's important to have counselors available. They can help parents and their children recognize concerns.
I'm a parent myself. With our own children, sometimes we don't recognize some of those indicators. We just think that's how our child is. Or we don't think that some of their behaviors are a big deal because we're used to them because we live with them on a daily basis.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll introduce you to one of the newest counselors here at Paris 95 and tell you why her job is so important to her. Reporting in Paris, Blake Dahlier, News 10.